It is a brand new episode of New Start Monday Knits, and I've got a whole handful of yarn here. This was the yarn that was up for the voting today. This was a really interesting vote. So tonight we're going to chat about which yarn is going to be the winning project for this week's cast on, and updates on 2 other projects. So this is going to be a fun little chat, and then we'll just chat for a little bit and we'll see what you guys have been working on this week. We have got 10 days into January already. Wow, this month is going to fly by and it is going to seem like forever since I pulled yarn from my stash for this week's new. I thought last week's cast on, well, I guess last week's cast on technically was stash yarn as well. 2 weeks in a row I'm knitting from my stash, you guys. This is pretty fantastic. So I pulled out some classic wool for one option. Fiber Friends podcast, they are doing a hat challenge for the whole month of January. So I thought this is perfect timing for me to cast on another hat. Hi to everybody who's joining us live. So I pulled out 3 colors of classic wool. So this is Mercury. I know this is Mercury. I don't even have to look because I have a bazillion balls of this and I've knit a couple of projects in this. This is, well, gray. I'm going to say no, gray mix. I wasn't even close. I was going to guess at the name, but gray mix. I don't have no idea why this is a gray mix. It's maybe a little bit tweedy, possibly. And then this magenta. Is this magenta? No, it's not. Camilla Rose. Oh, and that's really interesting. I don't think I ever knew what the actual name of this color was. But anyways, it's like a bubble gum pink. So these were options for one hat. A worsted weight and classic wool. And then I went over to my other shelf and I picked out 3 more colors. And they are a pink theme as well. I don't know. I think I was thinking Christmas is behind us. It is now time to move right into Valentine's Day. It's the only thing I can think of. Hi, Jocelyn. So I grabbed 2 shades of pink. So this is, again, it's Patton's classic wool, but it's the DK. So this is a superwash yarn, which leads me to another question that hopefully I will remember to chat about later as we carry on for the night. So this white color is just an Aran colorway. This one, here's magenta. This pretty color is a magenta, and then a light pink. Okay, they don't get any bonus points for this color name because it is pink. Don't you think you could have called this bubblegum pink or seashell pink? I don't know, something. It is just pink. Pink, magenta, Aran. I guess, I don't know. Maybe there was a theme. They weren't getting too fancy, just strictly colors. Anyways, DK weight, worsted weight. I don't think that really played in. This wasn't even a contest today, you guys. Almost everybody voted for the same colorway. Almost everybody. I don't know, there was just, the last time I checked the stories, there might have been, I don't know, 14 people voted for one of these colorways. Did you guys vote? This one here, this is funny. I pulled out the end of this and there's a piece of straw in there. Anyways, we'll deal with that later if we have to. So colorways, I don't know, maybe this one is more wintry. We have a snow squall, not really a snowstorm warning out, but we're supposed to get some snow overnight. So I don't know what we're going to wake up to. This maybe looks more wintry with the dark mercury and gray with a little bit of bright pop of pink. This definitely looks more Valentine-y, girly-ish, doesn't it? So I know there's a lot of pink. Lisa would be impressed with the gray. I think she voted for the gray. Anyways, the winner is, what is going to get cast on tonight is, hands down, without even any guesswork. I didn't even have to count votes at all. This, the pink and the grays. The worsted weight, the classic wool. This is the project, you guys. So now I'm going to have to deal with this. Not very often do you find vegetation in classic wool. I mean, in Lopi Briggs and Littles, very common to find like straw and stuff in there. Yeah, I'm not even sure what's going on here in this one. Anyways, we'll deal with that later. So I know pretty much it is going to be almost everybody who voted today, whether it was Facebook, whether it was Instagram, it was in the stories. Oh, I was going to say, whoever voted, there was a really, really good chance you were on the winning side tonight because almost everybody voted for this color combo. I just saw Jocelyn's comments say she couldn't decide, so she didn't vote. So I know, I mean, really, can't go too wrong with either one, right? I mean, they're both going to be pretty. I think this is nice. Now, somebody, I think it was Barb, she said she got very scientific here and she screenshotted my picture and then she changed it to black and white to see which colors had the most contrast. And she said in a black and white photo, the white and the pink actually had the most contrast, which is kind of interesting. I suppose two would have probably enough contrast. Sometimes you just never know until you actually start knitting with them to see how the colors actually all work together. So we will see how this will definitely have a dark look to it. But hopefully it would just give a little bit of pop, right? This has that definitely winter snowstorm look. And then this will be a little pop of like spring, a little bit of hint that spring it's on its way. You know, eventually we will get through the cold and spring will be here. So I'm excited. And guess what? I even cast on already, you guys. I don't even know what pattern I'm going to do. I am just going to kind of wing it. But I am kind of feeling Valentine's Day, and I don't really know why, because it's not like I really celebrate Valentine's Day or anything, but I don't know. Maybe, and somebody did suggest today in one of the comments somewhere that hearts would be cute. I think they were talking more for the pink and the white. Do a heart motif and make it really girly. I don't know. Hearts in this one? I don't know. What do you guys think? Hearts? Thumbs up, thumbs down, yes, no, thumb. I mean, hearts? I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. I'll have to see what I'm feeling. But anyways, I cast on. I've got 86 stitches. That's typically what I do for a worsted weight on 4mm needles. I'll just do a typical knit 2, purl 2 is kind of always my go-to. And oh, Susanna's saying just knit, so that's a no to hearts. I know, I have a feeling, I don't know if I'm feeling hearts or not. Oh, Katie's saying yes to hearts. Maybe we can just kind of sneak a couple of them in here and there. Oh, thumbs up for hearts, says Christina. Is it, oh, sorry, Christine. Okay, I think hearts is ahead by 1. Time for fun. Oh, pink heart, says Deborah. Yes to hearts. I love the hearts. Oh, Sherry, Sherry, you told me pink is your favorite color, right? So hearts and pink kind of go together, don't they? Okay, well, I will stick some hearts in here, you guys. I think this is going to be fun. I'm kind of excited about knitting hats. I'm all up for quick and easy finishes, especially the pressure's on a little bit because remember last week I said in my year in review that I finished all my projects in January, and I think I probably finished them like pretty much week by week because they were all cowls. I started off kind of easy with cowls. So I'm going to have to keep that up. Well, I don't have to, I suppose, but I would like to. Oh, what is that Amber said here? I'm going to go back here and say hearts for everyday life. Oh, yes, we all have hearts. There you go. Oh, Jen says they would make a great chevron. They would. They would. I would knit everything in a chevron. I don't know if I'll do that. Well, depends how much variety, because my socks have got, well, they will have chevron pattern in them. Shall we talk about last week's cast on? I don't have too much to show you. I don't know what I was thinking this, well, I know what I was thinking this morning. I went to bed last night thinking about last week's cast on, those Fair Isle socks. And I wasn't loving the start of the colorwork pattern that I did. But I was knitting it. Last night I was knitting on it, and I was really kind of debating. Do I like it? Do I not? And I thought, yeah. I thought, well, I'll keep it, but I probably wouldn't do it again. If I was going to repeat the pattern again, I wouldn't put this blue and yellow in again. So I thought, anyways, I went to bed. Obviously, I was sleeping on it. I must have been thinking about it as I was sleeping, because as soon as I woke up this morning, the first thing that popped into my head was, no, I don't like that stitch pattern. So I immediately, before I did anything else this morning, I pulled it out. I pulled out that stitch pattern. So all I have left is the ribbing. And I had hopes that I would actually knit some of it back up to show you, but I didn't have time. So a little recap from last week. Remember this really super cute bag from my needle crafts from our friend Cheryl? These blue socks were going to be kind of my inspiration for last week's cast on. And I really debated about, did I want to do them exactly the way they were pictured, or just use this as a loose kind of starting point and then just see where it went. And when I started casting them on, other than the colors, because I didn't have this many kind of shades of grays and bluey grays in my stash. So I thought I would switch up the color, but I thought, oh, I'll keep it pretty true until I started doing it. And then I was like, yeah, no, I don't think I would quite do that. Oh, hey, Sabrina. So see how this has got navy with like little yellow specks in there? That's what I started to do, and I didn't like it. And I just did the yellow as one stitch, and it was too small, and you couldn't really see my offsettingness, and they almost looked stacked, and I don't know, just wasn't loving it. So I pulled it out. Let me see what I did with it. Hold on. Okay, seriously, what did I do with it? This is... Okay, I'm sure I had it up here. Did I not? Maybe I didn't bring it upstairs with me. Well, oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind, you guys. It is in the bag. Okay, we're just gonna call this a really long Monday. I did have a long work day. Maybe it's showing. Okay, phew. Anyways, project is found. Okay, so what I did, I cast on, oh, I got these like really super long Chow Goo needles. I think these are even longer than a 40-inch or 100-centimeter, whatever the next length is. I have a feeling that's what these are. But anyways, these are my two, I know, Amber, it's pretty sad, right? This is the time you wish you weren't doing it live, because I could have edited that out. Anyways, carry on. So 2.25 millimeter needle is what I cast on with. And I used the green and the pink. 120 centimeter, that's probably what it is, Suzanne, because it's really long. So I really like these two together. They're very, it looks like tulips, doesn't it? Not very wintry themed, but it was what I had in my stash. I've had it forever. So this is what I did with it. So I did about 1/2 inch of ribbing, 1/2 inch of green, 1/2 inch of pink, green, pink. So this, I should have about 2 inches of ribbing, was what I was aiming for. I ended up doing 6 rounds of each color. And then when I switched colors, when I did my 6 rounds of green, I switched to the pink. that first row of pink, any of you guys who are experienced with ribbing and switching colors, you know this little secret, right? Is that I just knit with the pink. I didn't do ribbing. I just knit. And then you get a nice color change in there. And you can't, I mean, you can't even tell that that's knit, can you? You can't even tell in here that instead of purl stitches, it's knits. So it just gives you a nice transition between your colors. And then I just carry it on for the other 5 rows, knit 2, purl 2. And then same thing when I got to the green, I knit the first round of green, just so you had a nice color. Because if you did knit 2, purl 2, you would have little blips. You'd have pink and green. This is what you would have. So there. See there on the color change row, you've got a row and see half the stitch is pink and half the stitch is green. If I had done the ribbing, that would have shown on the right side. So there's a little trick for anybody who is new to knitting or just hadn't tried that before. Give it a try on your next project. It works really good. I even do that if I'm doing variegated yarn and I'm doing ribbing like all the way down the leg. When I get to a point where there's a color change, even if I'm not even at the beginning of the round, I will just switch and I will knit just so it keeps the outside of the sock looking nice and tidy. So this is it. I know I did not get very much progress done. I did have the blue and I had a really bright yellow. So you can see where I pulled it out and I rewound it. The yellow I've got set over here on the other side of the room because I'm not even going to use yellow in these socks, which is really kind of odd for me. I'm going to carry on with the green and the pink. I'm going to add in the blue and this brown. If I need a 5th color, I will put a little bit of yellow in. But I'm going to try to do chevrons in these 2 colors. So take a look at the bag again, at what our socks are going to look like. So there's not a whole lot of chevron in there, I think in my actual sock, there will be more than that. And I'm going to do the blue and the brown for the rest of kind of the leg of the sock. I have a little bit of a plan, but I very often, I think I have a plan in my head, and then once I start knitting it and I see it, then I start thinking, ooh, I'll tweak this a little bit. So we will wait till next week to see what it actually turns out as. But the yarns, I'm not even sure. None of them are the same. None of them are the same kind. This is I'm not sure if it's live or line maybe. Does anybody recognize this brand of sock yarn? I think I picked this up on a road trip a few years ago. Anyways, there was that one and this Nova Plus. I think I actually might have bought these both at the same place. And I think this is a 75-25. I think the other one is too. I dropped it on the floor. This one here is an opal, and I'm 75-25 probably again, but it's just, I don't know, it's a fun pink. I like pink, I think, when it's mixed with other colors. This is the Fable yarn. Remember what a problem I had getting the yarn pulled out of this? And I actually gave up on that one ball because I got tangled and I went and grabbed another one off the shelf. A really nice viewer said to me, she said that in Europe where this yarn is made, they always knit from the outside of the ball. And so she wondered if maybe that was part of the problem, is that it's really not meant to be pulled from the center, and that's why it was getting all tangled. I don't know. I'll go with that though as the reason. I don't know if that's true or not, or maybe there's some, maybe, not sure. Anyways, this is a Drops Fable. I didn't even really read that before. Anyways, have you guys used this sock yarn? It is really nice. I know Rita, who I met when I went to Norway a couple of years ago, she uses a lot of this yarn, which is kind of why I thought I wanted to give it a try. And I've really liked knitting with it so far. And yeah, this is a 75/25 as well. So I'm happy with these colors, even though I just have a little bit of ribbing. And oh my goodness, look at all the ends so far, you guys. Somebody else left a comment saying, Louise, don't get carried away adding too many colors because think of all those ends. Look at this. 2 inches of yarn and already I have all these ends. This is going to be a whole movie night. I don't know. Night, just sitting there weaving in ends maybe. I may start weaving these ends in already. I did switch to a 2.75 millimeter needle for my color work because I wanted to go up a needle size because my color work is always tighter when you're carrying those strands. It typically snugs things in a little bit. So I went up 2 sizes, and the little bit that I did, the blue and the yellow, I'm counting that kind of as my gauge swatch, I guess. And I had done almost a couple of inches. I pulled the needle out once I knew that I wasn't caring for how the pattern was knitting up. I pulled the needle out and I tried it on, because that's the one great thing about Magic Loop is you can pull your needles way out here, so you're not going to lose your loop, you're not going to lose your needle tips, you're not going to lose stitches, and then you can try it on. And I tried it on and the color work was fitting nice around my leg, so I'm pretty sure that a 2.75 needle is going to be great for the rest of these socks. So I had said, right, this was going to be my year of socks. I was going to do 12 pairs of socks this year. And I am on track with that because this week's knitting was all socks. I don't know as I have ever said that before. So I worked on last week's new start. I got it started with you guys. Did I cast on with you guys? I think so. I think I started, or at least I did once we were done chatting, and I got about 3 rounds done. Just barely, but hey, a start is a start. I got that done, and then I immediately set aside because I had to start working on projects that was going to be for our whip knit night check-in with Jocelyn, because that was Thursday night. So Monday night I cast on with the green, and then I had Tuesday and Wednesday night I had to knit like crazy so I could try to get a little more progress done on my projects before Jocelyn and I podcasted. And one of the projects I had said that night for that Thursday night check-in, I had used the F word again. I had said 3 finishes: Eric's blanket, my Christmas socks, and Jocelyn's hot mat, her crocheted hot mat. Well, I didn't get hardly any of them done. I got Eric's blanket done. The crochet project, all I did was I managed to find my yarn and I found a crochet hook. And I had chained about 4 stitches. That was it. So that's going to be this month's project. But I did not get my Christmas socks done. Don't get too excited. I did not get my Christmas socks done. Last year's Christmas socks, remember those really pretty, they were hollyberry, they were timber yarn socks, and I tried to do those in December. I got those done in January. So now this is becoming a tradition because my Christmas socks did not get done in Christmas season again this year, and I have not got them completely finished yet, but I do have 1 sock done. So I am still really thrilled with that. So January 10th, and I have 1 sock done. I did Kitchener stitch it when Jocelyn and I were podcasting. I did not have the Kitchener stitching done. I had it all done. The toe decreases were done, and my last stitches were sitting on the needles, and I just ran out of time. I didn't have that last 5 minutes before we started the Zoom call to get it Kitchener stitched. So I did it tonight. Good job for these podcasts, or I probably would not get some things done. So I Kitchener stitched it. It turned out it's a hoe. Oh my word. You guys know I've been saying whip more often. Maybe I'm kind of coming around with that one. Anyways, it is Kitchener stitched. I really like how it just has that green little pattern on the toe. That actually turned out really cute. This yarn is that Cascade Heritage Prince. There's no number, it's just a number. No fancy, pretty name. I need to have a serious talk with these yarn companies. I need to, I think all yarn need to have pretty names. Anyways, I call this like peppermint swirl or something. This, I loved knitting this yarn. I really, really liked knitting it. And are you guys ready for the heel? This was that magic heel. Look at that. So I did my heel 4 inches. Where does that start? Right here. So I've got 2 inches of ribbing. I did my leg. Peppermint bark. Yes, that would be a great name. See, doesn't that just the name? Like, you guys have to agree with me. I know you guys will agree with me, right? When you are looking at yarn and you're kind of humming and hawing and deciding between 2 yarns, and then you know, you kind of casually look at the ball band, and if it said peppermint bark, and this one said color 4135, like if you really can't decide, you're going to buy the peppermint bark one because it just speaks to you, right? It just, right? I mean, I can't be the only one that does that. So anyways, yeah, peppermint bark would be really a lot of fun name for this. So 2 inches of ribbing. I did my leg probably 7 inches, at least 6, usually 7. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I did do this one 6 because I wanted to try and get it done quicker. So that totally backfired. Even doing an inch length less, I didn't get it done. Oh my goodness. But that's okay. I think that's true. I think that's a true story. I think I did do it. I skimped out on my leg by an inch because I wanted to try and get it. No, I did not. I did do 7 inches. I must be thinking about another pair that I did that on. Anyways, hi Anne. So it is done. So I did a total of 7 inches. So 2 inches of ribbing, 5 inches of just round and round stockinette. I did it on my DPNs, my little bamboo wooden DPNs, 2.25s. Then I did the ribbing for the heel, and I did that for 4 inches. Somewhere along the line, somebody had left me a comment and they said, I'm pretty sure they said about 4.5 inches of ribbing for the heel. I don't know. I was getting bored. And I did 4 inches and I was kind of, holding it up on my foot, and I'm like, kind of eyeballing where my heel was. I'm thinking, I think 4 inches is good. So I just carried on. I did 4 inches and then I went to the foot. I really, can't get over how good that yarn looks. I know, it is really nice. I liked it in the ball, but I absolutely loved it as I was knitting it up. I love DPNs. I can see a couple, I think it's Jocelyn and Amber saying DPNs aren't their friends. I love DPNs. So anyways, I just carried on, knit the foot, and did my, about 2 inches worth of decreasing, and it fits great. I do think though that I really truly missed turning the heel. If you guys have watched me do these videos before, I like totally get so giddy when you turn the heel and you work back a few short rows and then you stop and you can just see the little cup, that turn start. Just makes me smile every time. I love that. It is like magic. And I think I really truly missed that on here. When I first started doing the ribbing, I was like ribbing back, and thinking, wow, this is pretty easy, pretty quick. You don't have to think, you don't have to, well, you don't have to watch your stitches, you don't have to look for your gaps to do your knit twos together, knit one and turn and all that kind of thing. But yeah, I kind of think I missed that excitement. So anyways, I'm going to wear this at some point when I get the other sock cast on. I should probably do that maybe on the weekend because I really want to get this pair done for January. And then I'll have to try it out. I've heard kind of mixed reviews. Some people were saying, I think Thursday night when Jocelyn and I were chatting, a couple people were like, yeah, It kind of, you know, it doesn't stay up as well as other socks. But I mean, truly, I mean, I don't know how much high hopes you can have for this because it is not a heel, right? It is just a tube sock with some ribbing. So, we'll see, because you never know until you try it. And everything is always so individual, right? Because some people will say they love it. Other people are like, yeah, no. And other people are like, yeah, no, never again, kind of thing. So I'm going to try it for myself and I will see. This, well, we'll just wait and see. I kind of have a feeling I will like it. And exactly, Amber's saying it's always good to try a new heel. It is, you're right. And I actually stuck that in our guild. We were coming up with themes for our guild for this year to do. And I stuck sock heels in there in the summertime because I'm thinking that we can do a little shorty pair of socks and we can pick a different heel, and maybe this will be one that some people may want to try. So it has been a sock knitting week for me. So when I started this week, where was I? I was probably about there at the leg, and I had just started the heel. So I finished the heel and I did all of that. So not too bad for during a couple nights after work. And then I kind of puttered away on this one. So I am truly feeling the sock knitting vibe right now. So that's just going to hopefully carry right through till the end of the month, and I can get a finished pair, and then I can ride that wave of excitement right into February. That's right, Amber. I was just going to say, while Jocelyn and I were chatting Thursday night, Lisa was in the chat, and she had said, have you guys ever heard of the Turkish bed sock? I had not, so pulled up my laptop and I looked it up, and or maybe it was on, anyways, my phone, whatever. Looked on Ravelry, and there it was, and it is just a little slipper, right? It looks like the foot of a sock, but the top is open like a slipper is. It looks like a really cute little simple fun pattern. So Jocelyn and I, you know, because we get talked into, you want to say, oh, do you want to do this? And we're like, yeah, okay, yeah, we can do that. We decided that we are going to need a little project to do in February as we are working on our 2-week sweater. So we thought, this is perfect. Lisa came up with this fantastic idea. So Jocelyn and I jumped right on board, and we're going to do a little informal knit along with her in February. So if you guys want to knit along with us for February, and then of course somebody, I don't know if it was Amber, somebody said, hey Louise, those could count as my February socks. And then I was like, totally. Okay, I have to do these. If they will count, and we can have fun with Lisa, and it's just going to be a whole lot of fun. I'll have to pick up yarn for that. I wonder, and I'm guessing. Oh, okay. Now the wheels are turning here. So what am I looking at? Right here. Actually, this. A 50-gram ball of yarn. I wonder if those Turkish bed socks could be done in a 50-gram ball. I'm almost thinking yes, because a little shorty pair of socks could not really. I squeaked a pair out, but I really would not knit them like that again. I did just what did I think I did them toe up. So I did the toe, the foot, I did a short row heel, and then I did just a little bit of a leg and just a little bit of ribbing. And they do not stay on very well because there's not enough leg and ribbing to keep it on the foot. But I wanted to see if I could do a little pair of socks out of a 50-gram ball of Patton's Cry, which you really can't. I mean, technically I did, but the fit is not worth all the trouble you go to make a pair of socks. You want them to be able to stay on. So I would not say you could do that. But these ones, because the top of the foot is open, it would be less yarn. So I wonder if my odd balls of one ball of 50 grams, I wonder. I will have to look through some project notes on Ravelry. Now I'm curious. I mean, if it doesn't, I mean, I have a few things here that I have at least 2 balls of, so it won't be the end of the world. But I just thought, I wonder if I can do that. So I'm going to keep this ball of yarn out so I can remind myself to kind of investigate that and see if that can be done or not. Like pushing the limits here. Like so wild and crazy in my knitting, right? It was like, ooh, can it be done? Can it not be done? Anyways, that is that. That has been my knitting. So now I know a couple people are going to ask me, where is, oh, Lisa, you are so, okay, pattern says it takes 155 to 160 meters. Okay, what does this say? It can be done. 218 meters. Now this is the Croy stretch socks. What does, trying to grab one that has a ball band. So this is some more Patton's Croy. So this is the FX stripe. And what is it? Because there's not a lot of yardage in Patton's Croy. And maybe that, oh, there's still, ooh. Okay. Let me go back. 155 to 160. Oh, that's close. 152. 152. Do I need that last like 8 meters? Okay, that'll be close. But the stretch I could do it in. This will be a challenge. I'm gonna try it. We'll see. We'll see. I will have to put a sticky note on my whiteboard to remind me that we want to see this next month. Okay, whiteboard. Nothing fancy at all, but here it is. Oh, can I get, okay, so here's January up here. So last week cast on, tonight's cast on is the gray and pink hat. And I have got 12 pink sticky notes on here. And then, so every one of these is going to be, not the pink, that's just, the pink is just going to tell me the month, but the blue, the gold, the green, all of those are all going to be filled in with projects. So this week, what I wanted to say, so I'm 0 for 1 right now. I was going to keep track here. Finally, the whiteboard, I know, and it's nothing super fancy. Maybe I'll make it a little fancier, but I just truly wanted a visual here so I could see how many squares there are, and I can like check them all off when I get them done. So I'm going for functional over like super pretty and whatever. So I'm going to keep track up here. So I have got, as of now, I have two projects cast on. 0 for 2. But I mean, really, one's only being cast on tonight. So hopefully next week when we come back, we will switch this to a 3, and hopefully I'll have at least the hat done. And I can at least get a finish. Literally on the board, I can get a finish. So this is started. So I can at least try to see, have a quick glance at what my projects are, and if they're done or not, because I'm going to say, yeah, put a big check mark or something in the corner of the post-it note for every project. And I've tried other times in my planners writing down on every Monday, but then I'm flipping throughout the whole month, right? This way, I think it'll just all be right here with dates and when they were cast on, dates when they were finished, and literally at a glance, I will be able to see my progress or lack of it there. And then I won't have to wait till the end of the year to kind of do a recap to see how many projects I am actually finished. Because it was a surprise when I actually went back through to see and I saw how many I had finished. I was really shocked because I was actually feeling like I really had not accomplished a lot. And it was, I don't know, I shouldn't have to feel that way. So I'm going to keep track and I'm going to celebrate my wins all year long. So what have you guys been knitting on? Is anybody else started anything new? Is anybody working on hats for the Fiber Friend challenge? If you are not part of the Facebook group, the Fiber Friends have a Facebook group, and it is the Fiber Friends Friday Night Knit In. It is a private group, but it is open for any knitters to join. You do just have to answer the questions. It's just two. It's like, how did you hear about it, and are you a knitter? We just want to make sure you're a real person, and we would love to have you come and join the group. It is a great group. Oh, Amber, yes. So you finished lots. I saw you finish lots of baby things. There was a baby. You finished the baby hat, and then I saw a little sweater, which was really cute. Hi, Sam. How are you? So Sam, you said you started your hat. So where did you? Oh no, you're giving up on your hat. Okay, that is not what I wanted to read. Don't give up on it. Just keep trying. I know it's new for you to join things in the round, but you know, practice makes perfect. And honestly, the more times you make a mistake, it'll pay off in the long run. Because I truly believe making mistakes is the best way to learn how to do something once you figure out how not to do it. So keep going. Keep going. You can do it. Hi, Sue. You started a sweater. Oh, for yourself. That's amazing. Good. And just finished, oh, your husband's sweater. Wow, you are in sweater mode. That's perfect, though, for, oh, no. Susanna's just, I'm reading. So anyways, yeah, so the sweater knitting is great for the winter time. I was reading Susanna's. It requires worsted weight yarn. So what is that for? 120, 140, 170 yards. Is that for the Turkish bed socks? For some reason, I don't know why I assumed Turkish bed socks. It looked like it was fingering weight. Is it fingering weight or is it worsted? I think I just need to go look at the pattern before I get all too excited here. And figure out. I mean, I've got lots of worsted weight yarn too. Or I could double sock yarn. Okay. I'm going to have to go back and actually look at that pattern. Oh, Nikki. How are you, Nikki? Happy Monday. You're going to make, regular attempt to work on your, your jelly roll blanket. That is a fantastic pattern. That looks a lot of fun. Okay, I'm just kind of scrolling back here. Yes, they did all stick on, Sue. I know. So we'll see if they stick on all year long. We'll see. Okay, now I'm going to go backwards here. Oh, Anne, you're funny. So Anne, are you knitting anything tonight or are you just hanging out with us tonight? Amber, oh, you did a car seat blanket, a baby hat, and a baby cardigan. You have been busy with the baby things. Hi, Natalie. Natalie's been knitting hats. She's been tempting me. If I may have to do a knit picks order. Natalie keeps flaunting this wonderful Wonder Fluff. That's what you said it was called, right? An alpaca blend. Is it a blend? From Knit Picks that she's really having fun knitting with right now. Jocelyn, you finished. Oh, the Dylan. Oh, you finished the cowl? Good for you. Oh, so now you're working on the fingerless mitts. Yes, because that is one of your challenge projects. Fantastic. Okay, Nikki said, if it's worse, you could hold Croy double. Yes, I think hopefully that would work. Yes, I think you're absolutely right. Oh. Oh, Susanna. Oh, so you looked up at, oh, that's a different slipper pattern. Okay, by Nell Knit. I'm sure there's tons very similar. And you've been looking at, oh, the miso shawl pattern. It is not difficult. It is not difficult. I would say that's a really good beginner pattern. It is just V-shaped. Yeah, it's not. I mean, I would still say use some stitch markers and a lifeline and all that kind of thing if you think you might need to pull it out, but it is pretty easy. It wasn't too. Oh, Susanna said, oh yes, Susanna said different pattern for the slippers. Right. Okay. But the miso, it was fun. And it's a really good wearable shawl. That would be nice. I think, yes, I should do it, Anne. Okay, so Amber's saying you fingering weight for the Turkish bed socks. Okay, phew. I just by looking at the pattern, it had that really fine look to it. It didn't look like it was a really, like a worsted or a bulky, but there again, sometimes pictures can be deceiving too. Oh, Nancy, there. Good idea. Yes, Sam. Take Nancy's advice. If you really get stuck, and because Sam is, I mean, because all of our in-person knitting groups right now are not getting together, right? So it's kind of hard when you need some help with something new. But Nancy has a great idea. Yeah, if you need to knit it flat and then seam it up, that would totally work as well too. There's always options. Don't know how to join your hat. Oh, with magic loop. Oh, you are doing, okay, you're doing magic loop, Sam. Well, yeah, my best bet is to look on YouTube. Find a few videos, watch a few, find the one that actually, that makes sense to you. Is that what I want to say? Something that, find a good video that, you understand how they're explaining it, and then go from there. And if not, just do it flat. That's good too. Oh, Nikki, one of your testers doubled Croy to make, oh, your Northern Slipper socks on Ravelry. It turned out, oh, very nice. Yes, I'm sure it would. So did you guys know? I did not know this. I have a feeling you guys all knew this, and you were waiting for me to take a look at my 52 Weeks of Socks book. Did you guys know the very first pattern in that book is knit with Croy? It's like it's a sign. I know. I thought that was so amazing. Out of all the sock yarns there are, it is knit with Patton's Croy. I was super happy. Is magic loop hard to do? Sam, it's not. I mean, it's just, it'll be fiddly when you're learning anything, right? So I'm knitting magic loop for my socks here. You just have to practice. That's all. Nancy, you said you're determined to conquer, oh, the tinsel yarn. Okay, so, and you're starting with a hedgehog first. Okay, I love knitting with the tinsel yarn. You do have to watch stitch by stitch for sure, but I love knitting with it. I am all excited it comes out again. Like, I'm thinking maybe, is it seasonal? Will it just come out again next fall? Or whenever they bring out Christmassy kind of stuff, because I will buy more. Absolutely. Hands down, I will buy more because I want to knit more balls with it for sure. The pom-poms that I did, I'm still, I don't know, thinking about those. I may end up knitting more balls as opposed to doing pom-poms. Okay, so so Nikki is saying yes. So for the worsted weight, yarn doubling the croy worked. Thank you, Nikki. Okay, that's good to know for sure. I remember I did croy. I did 3 strands, so it must have come out as like a super bulky. And I did slippers out of them with 3 strands held together, and they came out really nice. But yeah, the 2 would be good too. Jen, you finished your January gnomes and 2 snap hats last week. Jen, that's amazing. Look at you. Like, what a great way. But Jen, you finish so many things and such beautiful projects that um that I am not surprised at all. That is great. The snap hat. Hadn't thought about that pattern in a while. Yeah, that would be a good one for our Fiber Friends challenge too. Now, okay, let's see here. I got to scroll back here. Ooh, Amber. Oh, so you got a kit from Knit Stitch, and it was a 50-gram ball of yarn and the pattern. Oh, okay. Oh, Jocelyn. Oh, oh, yes, you guys are recording. Oh, you're recording on a Monday night tonight. Okay, well, have fun. Say hi to Diana. Oh, okay. So Anne has had the miso, and honestly, Anne, I mean, I know, I get a little carried away and I get a little excited, and sometimes I say like, yes, do it all, do everything, right? But honestly, miso is not that hard. It really isn't. Um, I mean, I think overall, lace is probably one of the trickiest things, just because you can't fudge it to fix it the way you can with other patterns. But miso is pretty easy. It would be a good. I would say it's a good one. It's easy. It's not too super hard. I don't know. How many times can I say that? But yeah, it is. I think you'll be fine with it. Natalie said, that's what you say. You never pay attention to, Natalie. You just knit with whatever, as long as you get the gauge you like. Well, and truly, you don't want me to get started on this one. That's what everybody should do, right? There was at a time I was kind of thinking, that all knitting needles didn't need to have a size on them. They could just literally be, size, well, I don't know, like, I don't know, just different size. Give them like be blue, be red, be yellow, or something. Big, small, medium, and big. Yes, right. Because you do, depending on your gauge, you just use what works for you, right? Anyways, we won't go down that rabbit hole. Oh, Susanna, you sent me the pattern. Oh, the clog socks. Okay, I will go look at it, Susanna. Thank you. Amber, I know I am never going to convince Amber about the joy of pom-poms. Hi, Kim. How are you? Happy Monday. Oh, the tinsel yarn is on Etsy? Etsy. Okay. I haven't done any online shopping for a while. Maybe I will be. Okay, Kim, thank you for letting me know that. Okay. Well, Sam, you know what? Don't frustrate yourself. If it's just not clicking and you need to wait till our knitting group's back in person, then that's totally fine. Oh, well, there you go, Sam. You've got somebody offering to help you. That would be great. So, see, yep, you guys can chat and see if you can get it worked out. If not, then yeah, just do Nancy's. And I mean, there's all kinds of different ways to do a hat. I think Nancy was just saying something about a 16-inch needle. Yeah. See, and that's what I'm using, Sam. I'm using a 16-inch needle for this hat. But yeah, you just have to find what works for you, right? I mean, I'm sure if we polled everybody that's here tonight, some people are going to like magic loop, some people are going to like 16-inch, some people may like 2 circulars. it's God, all just personal preference, right? Or some people may even just like doing them flat and then seaming. That is, always an option as well. Oh, I think I am just going to carry on tonight. I am really excited to get the ribbing done on this hat and then move into the pattern. I will have to think about what I can do for some hearts on here. So now I've got the two shades of gray. I've got the light gray. So what were they? Gray mix and mercury to play with. That's going to be fun. Okay, Sam, so you don't have any 16-inch needles. Well, maybe something you want to invest in. At least get one set to do one hat and then see if that's if that's the way you like to do your hat. Or, maybe magic loop once you get the hang of it, that you may find that you love doing that. Yes, Amber and I have to chat about the orange crush shawl. I will have to put you on my whiteboard, Amber. I will have to pencil you in. All right, so what is everybody else doing? Let's just chat for about another 5 minutes and then we will wrap up for tonight. Is there any good Netflix shows? Is there anything that you guys are loving watching as you're knitting? Either Netflix or maybe even on Prime. I started watching Fantasy Island on the weekend. And I was working on that while I was working on the new last week's cast on socks. Oh, yeah, okay. Anyways, so I need to find something. I need to find something that I can binge watch. Now that all my Christmas movies are over, I feel totally out of the loop and not really even knowing what is up, or, what's new or what I should be watching on Netflix. I feel like I've been out of the loop since October 29th or 30th was when I started watching Christmas movies. Now I feel like I have to come back in to real life and see. Oh, Chicago Fire and Chicago Med. Yeah, I watched those up until a few years ago when I got rid of my cable. So yeah, I haven't watched that for a few years. Those are great. I do love those too. Oh, so Sam, so you got some people here that are going to try to help you with your hat. That's fantastic. That's good. Well, guys, I think we will just wrap up for tonight. This has been lots of fun. And oh, Amber, so we're on Netflix now. That would be good. That would be good because there's a lot of seasons of those. That would give me a lot of a lot of hours of knitting time. A 9-inch needle, Sam? Not for a hat. That would be way too squished. So see, look at that. That's a 16-inch needle, and that's all my stitches. They fit on there just nice. If I was trying to put all of those, I mean, I guess you technically probably could. Like, there would be like a 9-inch needle. I mean, you could try it, but I think it would be, I mean, I guess you probably could do it. It just would be a little fiddly for sure. Oh, Diane, how are you? You made it in time for the end. You were popping in we're just going to wrap up, but I'm glad that you popped in to say hi. What have you been working on this week? So, yeah, so for anybody who did just pop in here right at the end, I will show you again quick. The winning yarn for this week is the grays and this bubblegum pink. I think this is going to be really fun. Really, really fun. Yeah, I think it's going to be lots of fun. Just to play with the colors and just see how they all look together, because you just never know until you start working on them. Well, everybody, have a great week. I hope you've had a great Monday And if you're casting on anything new, even if it's not on a Monday, but if you're casting on something new this week, I would love to see it. So use the hashtag New Start Monday Knits, or you can just tag me at Wildflower Will and say, hey, I've got a new start. And because I'd love to see it. And if you're all right, I can share it and just, we can all see what everybody's working on. We can all motivate each other, find new projects and new patterns. It's a lot of fun. Okay, I have got another round done on my hat. Kind of like this. Just relaxing knitting right now before I start into the color work. But I think I am going to work on my sock a little bit and get my pattern going on there. Make sure at least I know what I want to have done and what the pattern I've got the right number of stitches, because I may have to increase or decrease a stitch or two to get the pattern to work. So I'd like to make sure I've got that done, and then I will maybe work on my hat a little bit. So everybody, all right, everybody's saying goodbye. Thank you so much for visiting and joining me live. This truly is the highlight of my Monday, is coming and chatting with you guys at the end of a really busy work day. So it is great. So thanks to everybody who voted, because that is also a good way, kind of gets me through my Monday, is checking in periodically to see what is ahead in the poll. So thank you everybody for joining me. Thanks for voting. Happy knitting, and I will see you guys back here Monday. Bye.